welcome to BehindTheMaskPresents.com, Walking Dead podcast. It's back. We had a blast doing it last year. We got a lot of really cool feedback, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. So we're back again. Riverman and Goose and our buddy Pat. Say hi, Pat.
How you doing, guys?
Pat's showing his face here and there every now and again. But anyway, Walking Dead's back, and if everybody's off their Breaking Bad high...
No.
then they can enjoy.
I've watched 5 episodes today, man.
It's Riverman's behind. Riverman's behind. He's catching up. Breaking Bad's the greatest show ever, and I'm going to be that guy that says Breaking Bad's. I know there's a million of us, but whatever. We're going to talk about Walking Dead. You know what? I'm going to right out of the gate. I got to say, this you never expect a big wow moment in the first episode. Just something that'll set up what's to come, and I think this episode overall did that. But I got to say, I'm pretty pissed off at the fact that it was just sort of more time has passed because they left us on a cliffhanger. I was looking forward to seeing what was going to come of Carl killing that kid and Santa Claus telling Rick he killed that kid in cold blood. And then I was like, man, Carl's going to be he's going to be something to deal with in this next season. It's just like it's like a SpongeBob thing, 6 months later, and then he's good. He's better.
He's
they
a changed boy.
His balls dropped. His voice is all deep, but. I mean, they summed it up in like 2 words when Rick was having that conversation with him at the end of this episode. Like, you came back from it. Your son came back from it. I'm like, okay, well, there you go. They justified it. It was stupid.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought the zombies overall looked really solid, though, this episode. I mean, you could tell they're decaying hardcore, which is even better. They're pretty much, they fall down, they splat, dude. They're like, their head splats,
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, but I mean, there were some really high moments in this episode, but there were some other things I really didn't really care about. But I don't know if you want to get into that whole Rick and that girl that he met out in the woods thing, but
I'm just glad he's not crazy anymore. From the looks of it, anyways.
Yeah, he's back, and I dig that too. I like Rick in control and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of obvious that a couple of these secondary characters they introduced and gave lines and stuff served a purpose for this episode. That stupid little jerk from the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
He was also in what else was he in? Last House on the Left remake.
Yeah, I think he was in Haunting in Connecticut or something like that. That horrible movie.
Oh, that's where I've seen him from.
Awful movie. Actually, they're all awful movies. No disrespect to him. He's just in awful movies. But I thought he was going to be a recurring character, but he died first episode.
Pretty quick.
But yeah, man, it's like, so much time has passed, and I guess Carl ain't getting no play from Beth or whatever because she was with that guy. But now Carl might have his chance to get that piece.
Everybody's getting their wick wet on that show, dude.
I know, dude. Well, that's fine, though. And you know what's funny? So they set him up, and he died. I guess they set him up to be a death in this, I don't know, show. Maybe that's what he served. When we thought it was going to be that one black guy, which... Yeah. When that bookcase or that wine case fell on him or whatever, I thought, there's actually way too many black people in this cast. One of them's got to die because they usually have one at a time. Then they kill them off and they replace them. That's just the way the industry goes, Yeah. But it's like for once, there's like 10 of them on there. It's like, cool. But
well, and that new Bob guy, he was in The Wire, so I'd probably say he's going to stick around. He's got a little higher profile than some of the other actors on there. He's
which
actually
guy's Bob?
That new guy Bob who had that case of wine fall over on him. He was in that HBO show The Wire. So he's been in a bunch of different stuff too. He's just a character actor, but
Who saw the whole thing with the crazy lady in the woods coming?
Oh yeah, I knew. As soon as she started kind of we got to go back to my husband. I figured she probably had him chained up, or it was like a head in a box or something weird like that.
Yeah,
that was just so. I don't know. It's so bleak. I didn't care about any of that shit, and I really didn't draw me in, and that was just pointless. I thought.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it. Like, is that to show that Rick is all of a sudden more calm now? Like, would he have shot her? Back when the whole thing with the governor, was going down, would he have just, killed her right there, but without even saying anything to her?
That's what I took from it. I thought it was to symbolize, a change in this new season because, in the last season, he was all about letting nobody in. He was being ruthless and all that stuff, and I think that's all that served. But speaking of the governor, man, did they mention the governor briefly when Michonne referred to no sign of him when she came back for however long she was gone? Is that what she was talking about?
Yeah, she's on a mad tear for the governor just because she killed her girlfriend. So
yeah, you got to figure she's out for blood. So
Andrea's dead, thank God. I forgot.
Yeah.
I hate Andrea.
I do too.
Filthy, ugly dog face whore.
You know who's growing on me that I thought was a dog face the whole last couple
Carol?
seasons? No, Maggie, dude.
You thought Maggie was a dog face?
I saw her. She did some Maxim spread or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. She looks fine, dude. Fine.
Well, they're doing a good job. She's a farm girl, dude. It's the zombie apocalypse. She's supposed to look on. She was also the bad guy, the villain antagonist in the third straight-to-video. I think it was the third one. If not, it was the second one. Death Race.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The sequel.
Yeah.
She was like the bad guy, and it's like you can't recognize her at first, but she's all dolled up, and she's Miss Glamour, and she is really hot. And so, I mean, yeah, I'm sold on that too. So
why do the women take time to actually shave their armpits, though?
Well,
I wouldn't care.
Where do they keep getting the razors?
I know.
Carol clearly takes the time to chop her hair down to the nub. I mean,
if they got that many knives, you figure there's one sharp enough to probably shave some pubes or something,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure with the drugstores they raid, they have a few pairs of scissors hanging around there.
Yeah.
What was the big deal about Carol teaching the kids how to use a knife? I think that's pretty good information that they need to have at a young age.
Rick wants to keep him young.
Well, yeah, in this crazy mixed up zombie world, you got to know how to kill zombies, and the first step to doing that's with a knife. It's the most efficient and also the most silent way. So, you got to start them young, I guess.
Exactly.
The big thing about this episode, though, the precursor, it sets up the whole season.
Harry Potter?
It's the epidemic that clearly attacked that pig, and then it attacked the Harry Potter guy.
Yeah.
And
so are we to think that the actual infection can kill people just as is, or animals as is, or is it in the meat, or what is that supposed to foreshadow? I really kind of didn't get that because they didn't show that kid getting bit, and they didn't show any, you figured if when he went to the shower he would have taken off a part of his shirt or something and showed a bite, or on his leg when he fell down or something, and all of a sudden.
No, I didn't take it as he got bite. There's an epidemic, a sickness.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So are we to take this that the infection can now it's changing and can just affect people as they're alive?
Oh, see, I didn't even think about that. I just thought it could be some random bird swine flu going around that's unrelated to the zombies.
Well, see, that could be too, especially because like you said, you saw the pig dead, so you don't know what that is, and then all of a sudden he's bleeding out of his eyes.
Either way, I mean, I didn't think about it being it is a virus. Don't viruses mutate?
Yeah, I mean, you'd figure for the sake of somewhat realism, they'd make it so the thing would mutate and evolve.
But they kept talking about there's a new threat in this season, and an epidemic, dude. That's a good way to kill off all these excess characters real quick.
Yeah, but the thing of it is from the trailers though, they keep saying the new threat. It looks like somebody from the inside is trying to sabotage the whole situation. You guys have seen the trailers, I take it.
I didn't watch anything actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't watch
All right, well, I won't say anything.
Well, you know what? This gentleman from The Wire, I wanted to know why he was so gung-ho about going with him. Maybe he's got, a trick or two up his sleeve. Maybe he's still in touch with the governor, for all I know.
Yeah, and if he's a drunk, you never know. He's a wild card.
Yeah, he's a drunk. Why is he a drunk? Because he looks at a bottle of wine for a second? Okay, he's the drunk.
He was tempted.
I'm sure they're all tempted to have a drink after all that.
He was shaking his head, and he was disappointed with himself for even wanting to take a drink. He's a drunk.
I thought maybe see. So much time has passed. You have no idea what kind of rules Rick said. I thought maybe Rick doesn't allow. Dude, if I was the leader of that camp, I wouldn't allow booze either because all you need is one guy that can't control his liquor to just ruin something.
To open the gate.
Yeah, to open the gate or start some crap and grab one of their many crossbows. And start shooting somebody. Friendly fire. I mean, I'm surprised nobody's dead from friendly fire. You got people in that store or whatever, and zombies are falling through the ceiling.
That was cool.
Mission Impossible, hanging from their intestines.
Yeah,
that was some great action. I like that a lot.
That was really. It felt like I was in a video game for a second. They're all falling through the ceiling, but it's you got everybody just shooting crazy anywhere and everywhere. It's man, why? Wait till somebody just shoots one of their buddies. I mean, bullets are just flying all over the place.
Yeah, you got to figure it. I'm surprised more people haven't been hit by friendly fire in these huge melee situations where there's just utter chaos and bedlam. More people just haven't been accidentally killed.
Mm-hmm. Well, people get accidentally killed in basic training in the Army, for crying out loud. These are totally people without much training. You'd think, everybody would be. I don't know, going. What do you guys think? I guess they were talking about, and it's pretty obvious Beth is going to have a much bigger role in this season. What do you think is going to happen to her, man? I don't know, man. Daryl and her kind of had a moment, little eye locking. You know what? Maybe
I saw that. I thought she was going to kiss him.
Age is not an issue in the zombie apocalypse.
There are no laws.
there are no laws but Rick's law, and Rick says we got to procreate.
He's good with it.
He's good with it. Dude, I saw it. Yeah, she kind of looked at him. She was a little close. I'm like, is he going to kiss? I mean, because it's like he's kind of in the situation to console her for her loss. I don't know. And I got a real bad feeling. I think they're going to do there's going to be some kind of love twist. Whether it's be Daryl on the youngin' or it's going to be, I don't think the Carol and Daryl thing's going to happen. But Rick and Michonne.
I think if it did happen with Daryl, like in Carol, it'd be like Carol trying to pine after him, and he'd just be like, "Nah, I'm good."
I want to see some good sodomy.
I'm too good for you in the zombie apocalypse when there's limited.
I want to see Herschel's stump go into somebody's ass.
There you go, stepping it up a notch. When that happens, we'll know they're really desperate for Randy.
Well, Herschel, man, he's just reduced to becoming the wise old man that sits in his little chair all day and up in the attic. Where was he at? Just like sitting on he has a stump out and he's just kind of sitting in a chair up in an attic in the prison, and people come there once a day like Zombie on Pee Wee Herman to ask him advice.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't whittling something.
Yeah, exactly.
Whittling a new leg.
I don't know, man. Herschel's got to die at some point.
Yeah, his character's becoming pretty redundant on what he does, but
especially a one-legged person, you can't really expect them to hang around for that long.
Yeah. I think his time is nigh. What about Tyrese, man? I mean, time has passed. Obviously, Tyrese has gotten in with some other chick that's, in the prison since whatever the last season, and I guess I had kind of forgot my bad attention to detail that other chick that he came with. I guess was that his sister?
Yeah, that's
okay. Because I'm like, whoa, man, he's sister. Just like a brother, man. He's macking on more than one chick. I thought that was his wife at first. I'm like, man, but no.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch the last 4 episodes of the season 3 before the premiere tonight. So
I should have, but nah.
I got the Blu-ray set and everything, and I haven't watched any of them. But Tyrese, I guess, is a pretty big character in the comic books, and it's crazy because even when Tyrese first appeared last season, in that first episode alone, he had way more dialogue than T-Dog ever had.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And gosh, who else? Where do you guys think the governor is?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He's been doing press.
Really?
So he's in. Oh yeah, he's been. I think he was part of the New York City Comic Con.
Well, they're gonna have to have some sort of antagonist this year. It's not just gonna be zombie action every episode.
Yeah, and apparently he signed on for another show though, for like HBO or something. I was reading in some trades, so who knows? It's stuff like that he could do off and on. You never know.
Or they'll just close it up really simply, like, oh yeah, I did find the governor this time. He was, deboweled in the woods. Like, okay, and it's just like that.
Yeah,
totally
they could just
climactic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're all of a sudden the Governor Walker just shows up at the fence. Oh, that's what happened to him.
Yeah.
Well, this is the kind of show where you can make quick rights like that and justify it. Like, oh God, we lost David Morrissey or whatever. Okay, he died. We found him deboweled, or he's going to be at the gate, and I don't know. I just hope this epidemic gets rid of some of this excess fat.
I still think they get rid of Glenn. That's my personal opinion this year.
Glenn is so popular. I mean,
how is he popular, dude?
Norman Reedus is number 1. Glenn is number 2, man.
Because he's such a doofus.
All these little girls. The cool thing is these days is K-pop and J-pop. They all like their little Korean boys. Dude, I don't get it either. Oh. My kid's sister, she does nothing but watch K-pop dramas all day at her house. They all swoon over these Korean. I'm not no disrespect.
That, and I think it's also part of like anymore. It's like it's like the nerd is like the hero in so many stories anymore. So to actually see this dude who was like just a total nerd step up, and all of a sudden he's just like this badass zombie killing. Like
that's true.
Thirdly, like one of Rick's lieutenants. Then people kind of like they kind of want to root for that. I think.
Well, and him along with Maggie are the only people keeping the soap opera part of the show going. There is no more.
Are they gonna have a baby?
Well, that's what. Oh,
that shit's completely irresponsible of them. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, get out the coat hanger and it quick.
But she wants to have a baby. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. And obviously Glenn doesn't.
I mean, if you're
guy would.
if the whole point is to survive, I mean, at some point you're just gonna have to keep procreating. I mean, if you're gonna survive, you're gonna survive as a species. At what point do they really think it's gonna get any? Do they really think it's gonna get any better than they got it right there?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're not behind a chain link fence. I still want to know why the hell they didn't move everybody into Woodbury.
No shit, dude.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
You had houses, you had roofs, you had, not zombie-infested exterior. It looked like there wasn't as many zombies attacking the exterior of Woodbury than there was on a daily frickin' basis at the prison.
That's true.
And correct me, because I can't really remember, but, I mean, maybe they felt more protected in the prison, but, like, is the governor really going to come back? I mean, when he left, he didn't, like, have any cronies with him still.
Yeah, he did. He had Martinez and that other dude because he wasted everybody from the town that went with him to raid the prison, except for that one chick that's now with
Tyrese.
Yeah, except for her, she was underneath a dead body, and she was holed up in one of the trucks when Rick and everybody came up upon him, and she explained to Rick and everybody what the governor had done. And that's the last you saw was the governor, that Martinez dude, and that other big black dude jumping in a truck and driving away.
I see. Okay, well he's got a couple cronies with him, so they're not just going to let a few core characters disappear. They'll be back. But
what do you really think they're just hanging out talking about in the middle of the woods? The weather?
I know. They're like Osama bin Laden in a bunker somewhere because Michonne couldn't find him. I mean, have they already gone prison style and resorted to snuggling with each other?
And the thing of it is they would have had to make serious ground on that day because they would start looking for them the next frickin' day once they reassembled.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, okay, so why would they even be why not go to Woodbury? It's like, is the governor really going to come back? I mean, how many people is he going to recruit and find out in the woods? I mean, how many more people are the people that are strays out there are like the crazy Irish girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I guess they wanted to imply last season that there are other people. Like, they briefly showed that one scene where there was another small group, and I think it was Daryl that was there. I'm not sure.
On the bridge?
Yeah. And then
that one dude walking on the side of the road he got eaten at the end of the episode, but it shows that there were still people out there.
And I think I read an interview with Robert Kirkman or whoever was, I don't know, they were saying, like, it was shocking that, literally they met these people, they had dialogue, and then they just went their own ways. Like, yeah, we're just trying to signify that there is people out there like that. You don't have to come in and be main characters of the show. So maybe he could find a whole new gang of cronies. I don't know.
Well, that could kind of add to the realism of the story too. Like, if that situation were to happen, you'd run into people constantly. I mean, how many people do you run into constantly just in your everyday life that you don't ever talk to again? You have a brief conversation with. So in the absolute craziness of the situation they're in, it's a pretty good chance you're going to do it a lot. So.
Mm-hmm. Good call. I should have watched this season 3 before I.
Me too, man.
I'm on the Breaking Bad trip still, man.
Well, see, me and the missus weren't caught up, so we had to get caught up on the last couple episodes. So we sat down last night and watched them all.
That's cool. Well, let's go into predictions for the next episode. River, what do you think?
Funny thing is, I have no predict. Well, of course, Harry Potter. He goes off the rails. He turns into a zombie and starts killing people. I'm sure they'll kill off probably about 10 expendable people that we never seen before.
Do you think we're going to see some more zombie kids?
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I want zombies.
Because they brought the kids back into the mix, so
maybe they'll do some killing too.
Yeah, maybe
kids with their knives. But yeah. I don't know where the hell it's going to go. It's just all up in the air. It's the first episode. What do you guys think?
What do you think, Pat?
I think something's going to happen with the Walker situation on the fence. Obviously, there's some foreshadowing there. They keep saying that it's becoming a problem, and there's more and more
together. They're not spreading out anymore.
There's more and more together, and they're concentrated. And I think something serious is going to happen there. And then I don't know what the actual antagonistic threat's going to be. See, that's the interesting thing to me. I hope they don't bore me to tears with just endless talking like they have kind of with some of the episodes in the past seasons with it.
Yeah,
and they kind of get to it. I mean, I like this first episode a lot. There was a lot of action and a lot of stuff happened. So,
and there was in the third season too, but we had those lull episodes. Which, by the way,
right.
if I had the entire series right in front of me and I didn't have to wait a week at a time, I wouldn't mind those episodes.
See, and that's the thing of it. Like watching it, like I got a lot less annoyed when I could binge watch it with some of the stuff because I'm not sitting there week to week saying, "Oh, come on, just give it to me." Just waiting for, what I want to happen. I have to wait 3 frickin' weeks to see, the culmination of this one frickin' storyline. Whereas I only had to wait like 2 hours, so it wasn't too bad.
You know what? I mean, I don't know if this is a good prediction or not, and definitely not the next step. I think, Pat, you're kind of on to something. I mean, obviously something bad's going to happen. The walkers, I think they're going to get loose somehow, some way. I mean, I don't think Harry Potter's like smart zombie. I don't think he's going to go just unlock the key for him. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's not a 28 days later situation where he is actually.
He's going in the middle of the night. Shh. Letting it go in. That would end it quick. But I do think, do you really think they're going to keep it in the prison the entire season?
I really don't think so because I
think I could see them getting raided maybe sooner than later, like maybe even the next episode, and they have to skedaddle. They got to move on. And then maybe on their little pilgrimage somewhere else or whatever, maybe that's when they run into the governor. I have no idea.
Or maybe the governor's doing something to those zombies to work them towards the fence to try to kind of, just flush them out and then flush them out right into a trap.
Yeah, maybe he has something to do with very, very interesting. I don't know.
So I don't know. I think there's a lot of open ends for this season. A lot with some of the plot points and where stuff can move.
I think it's gonna change a lot more the curve of it than the third one. I mean, I think we're gonna get a change of setting.
And I think I kind of agree with you. What you said in the last season's podcast is that they really can't go more than 5 at maybe 6 seasons.
6 maximum.
So. Yeah,
maximum.
Yeah, it's kind of like they kind of have to start getting a little sense of urgency when it comes to tying up some of these plot points and what's going to happen to some of these people.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Daryl was infected with the disease? Remember he licked his fingers and then he touched Harry Potter? He shook his hand. Maybe he transferred something to him.
There you go.
Maybe he's just a carrier.
He's a carrier, yeah.
Maybe Daryl's like...
You undercooked the meat!
They find out Daryl has the cure in his DNA makeup, and I don't know.
That's it. He's the Neo of The Walking Dead.
Absolutely. I don't know, but I swear I thought I saw in the trailers he had a nifty short haircut, and he didn't look like Link from Legend of Zelda anymore. But sure enough, he's got ratty Link hair again.
I don't understand where they find these barbers to give him such layers. My God.
Was that a feathered look I saw?
Somebody in the camp is a world-class hairstylist, and Vidal Sassoon needs to be called soon.
Well, that's an interesting point. Well, let's go down to ratings. River, give us your rating in this episode.
Give it a B-. I mean, it was entertaining, and I mean, it's good for I said B-.
B-, like as in boy?
B as in boy.
Okay, so that's like a 7.5 masks.
7.5 masks, yeah. Just because, I mean, there was good. The zombies look fantastic. The kills were great. The helicopter scene was really cool. Even though it looked a tad fake, of course. I mean, what are they going to do? Actually throw a real helicopter down a grocery store, Aldi. But overall, it was good. The whole Rick thing was pretty dumb, I thought. And it was a pointless 10-minute walkthrough. But overall, I say it was a good first episode. I'm looking forward to the season.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd call it a good episode. I mean, I wasn't expecting a big wow moment. They saved that for the cliffhanger of the mid-season that's going to be inevitable, and then a big one for the mid-season return, and then the last couple episodes. So I'd say it was good. I'd give it I'm on par with you, man. 7.5 out of 8 or something like that. I don't know, 7.5, 8.
What about you, Pat?
Yeah, I'll say about the same with you guys. I thought the gore was awesome. I loved the scene with the zombie hanging from the rafters by his intestines. That reminded me of that Norwegian movie Dead Snow. I thought that was bad. Thought that was badass. And then I thought the gore was awesome. Some of the zombie kills were cool. That dude who plays Bob, I think he's a great actor. He was on, like I said, he was on The Wire. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do with his character. And I thought there was some cool action. So yeah, I'm say solid 8.
And it was refreshing to see a whole lot of new faces, even though I want them all to die very quickly. It did give me a fresh new it wasn't like, okay, I'm watching season 3 part 2. It's still different.
And honestly, I think as many people as they did take in, you kind of have to think they're all going to die, because it only complicates the storyline even more to have that many people just kind of hanging around.
Yeah, because we don't care about any of them.
Right, exactly. They're zombie food.
Yeah.
Well, I think that about wraps this one.
Yeah.
I want to say really quick, Definitely stay tuned. Every week, Monday, the new episode of this, reviewing the Walking Dead episode that week, will be up. Check out BehindTheMaskPresents.com. Like the old Facebook, Behind the Mask Presents. Twitter, @BTM Presents. And we will be having a giveaway. Details, not ready to give them yet. But basically, we're going to be giving away one of the Governor Fish Tank Blu-ray Special Edition Season 3 box sets. One of those dandies that are probably going for about $300 on eBay now. And we'll be giving that away come the mid-season finale, I do believe. So like the Facebook, check the website, do all that stuff so you can stay up to date, as we will announce that soon on how to get in on that candy. So, well, it's very exciting. But thank you, and join us again next week.
See you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you.